Hey everyone, happy Tuesday. It is Technique Tuesday and we are going to be doing a fun technique today called Spotlight Stamping. So I'm using the Enduring Beauty stamp set. We're going to use this image here today. So I already have that on our block. I'm going to bring in my Memento black ink and a piece of basic white along with some grid paper so that I can stamp on. So I'm going to ink my stamp up here. Since it's a bigger stamp, I'm going to ink this upside down. So I'm just getting my Memento black ink. We're going to use a bit of Stampin' Blends markers in a minute, so that is why I am using Memento ink. So if you are new here, please leave a comment. If you are returning, please leave a comment. I love hearing from you all and getting to know you. And when you comment, then that helps me to see who y'all are. So we're just gonna stamp this down. It's a bigger stamp, so I want to push good all around, make sure that ink transfers. We're gonna ink this up again. And every Tuesday for the last couple months, I have been doing a different technique. So if you have missed any of the previous Technique Tuesdays, you can always scroll back or find the Technique Tuesday playlist on my YouTube channel, and you can go back and watch the replays of any of our previous one. I also house them on my blog at stampinqueenbee.com. So I'm just going to ink this up again. I'm going to flip my paper around here, and I'm just going to stamp that down. We really want to cover all of this. So you could do this with a background stamp. You could do this with a smaller stamp and just stamp it a whole bunch, or a bigger stamp like this, and it will work as well. So we've got that on our basic white. We've just got that all stamped around. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in a circle. So this is a 2 3/8 circle punch that I have punched out a bunch, and I just keep them ready to go. So I'm going to put that down. I'm going to ink up my stamp once more here. And I'm just kind of looking at my image here and seeing which of these, probably want some of that flower, right? So I'm going to take my circle. I'm going to take my stamp here, and I'm just going to stamp that down right over my circle. I just wanted to make sure I got that flower on there. And then we'll peel this off, and we have our beautiful circle. So far, easy peasy, right? We've just stamped some images in black. So far, easy peasy. So now I'm going to bring in some of my Stampin' Blends markers. And I've just got 3 colors here. And so I have a Flirty Flamingo in light and dark. I have Garden Green in light and dark. And I have Daffodil Delight in light and dark. So let me bring in my grid paper again here, and so we're just going to quick color this. So let's start with the leaves. I've got my light granny apple green here, so I am just going to quick color in my leaves here in this granny apple green. And you could do the stems as well. Actually, I'm going to flip this over so I can use the bullet end on those stems. a couple more throughout here, make sure I don't miss any. And then we've got a couple leaves down here. There's a stem. And a little stem there. Okay, so now I'm going to take my dark. And so we're just coloring this in. So I'm just going to go along those details of those couple leaves that we have here. Actually, I think this is a leaf back here that I missed. So let's bring that light color back in. There we go. And maybe even a little bit more here. I love our blends. We can always, these are our alcohol markers. And so they almost, you know, after you color and let it sit a minute, then you can really see all the different details of the color. So I'm going to take my dark Daffodil Delight here, and I'm just going to go in the middle of these flowers to just give, just real loosely doing that. So just those couple middles. And then we'll take our light Flirty Flamingo, and I'm going to use that brush end. And you can do this with any color. It doesn't have to be these colors. So I'm just real loosely adding this color to all my flowers, kind of in circular motion here. And I'm not going all the way to the end. Because they're alcohol, they kind of blend out, right? And so I just kind of leave that edge, and then if I need to add more as it blends, then I can always go back. It's easy to add more. It's not as easy to take it away, right? Okay, and then the same for this last one here. We're just filling that in. Okay, then we're gonna take our dark Flirty Flamingo, and I'm gonna use the bullet end here. And in all of those detail lines, I'm just gonna add a bit of that detail. So wherever the Stampin' Up! Artists say they're supposed to be detailed, that's where the black lines are, right? And so I trust them, and I love that they do that, because then they're, you know, making me look like an artist, right? So I'm just kind of following their detail lines with my dark here all along these beautiful flowers. And then you can see as my other colors that I've already laid are drying and blending, you really can tell how beautiful the colors are as they come together, right? So I'm just adding a bit of detail here in the middles, in any little white spaces I may have left in the middles there. Okay, and so that looks good. So if you want to go back and add more, you absolutely could. For the purpose of today, it looks good, right? Okay, so I'm gonna move this to the side, and then let's put this spotlight together. So I've got just a piece of basic white, just a layer here. This is not a full card base, but I can add this to maybe Flirty Flamingo or Granny Apple Green, or even that Daffodil Delight, right, to bring that out. So I'm just add a bit of glue there, liquid glue, and we're just gonna mount that first piece that we stamped onto the black. Doesn't have to be, but this really kind of pops these spotlight cards. Then I've got some dimensionals here, and so we're gonna pop this up, but here's where the spotlighting comes in. So we've got this image, which are the same image that we have down here, right? So we're just gonna see where on here might we want to line this up so that it matched what we have here, right? So we could do this down here. So there we go. So you can see these leaves here are the same. This flower here is the same. They all line up, right, to the flowers that are there. And so now we're gonna pop this up. So this is where that spotlight technique comes in. So we're gonna add some dimensionals to the back. And so the spotlight is that only part of this is colored and the rest is in that black and white. So we're just spotlighting this piece. So if it was a flower that you really loved, if it was, you know, part of a moose, I just got the moose on my mind, the moose stamp or anything like that, really anything that you want to highlight and spotlight, right? So now we'll just find kind of where that lines up. And you can see those leaves, that's kind of what I'm looking at. And so then I will just press that down. And now we have this piece spotlighted. So I could add a greeting up here, maybe a ribbon, some gems, anything like that. But our spotlight of our coloring is really the star of our card. So I hope you love this technique, this spotlight stamping technique. And I hope you'll try it. Let me know in the comments once you've tried it, or share with me your beautiful creations. I love to see those. I will be back, of course, with another fun video, but in the meantime, you can make sure and check out my blog at stampinqueenbee.com or on my YouTube channel as well. There's lots and lots of videos there. And as always, I so appreciate your comments, your likes, your subscribes, and you sharing me with your friends makes all the difference. Have a great day, everyone, and I'll talk to you soon.